Hi, Brandon. How are you?
Very good. Good to see you.
Hi. Thank you, Brandon. Same here. Hi, everyone. So today we are live with Brandon Young, and Brandon is an Amazon PPC and data expert, and he helps people around the world with building Amazon businesses, specifically his research on keywords and the data that he believes does very good for people. So, Brandon, my name is Huzaifa Ali, and people usually call me Ali because the first name sounds a little difficult for non-natives. So, and I'm the founder of E-commerce Success Pakistan. That's a community in Pakistan that majorly focuses on Amazon reselling business model or wholesale FBA. Yeah, I'm sure you know about it as well. And I'm also the person, the founder, or you can say I introduced this business model in Pakistan in 2018. We have so many other communities. I'm sure you are aware of it, and I believe that you have a lot of Pakistani students as well. So that's all. That's all from my side. So I would like my audience to know more a bit about you, based on your experience and how you can help more people. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the growth that you've had in your community for the Pakistani people to become empowered to create a business to earn a good income and provide for their families. And I think that that's a phenomenal trend. I started selling in 2015 on Amazon. We started private label in 2016. My wife and I own and operate our brands business. We do private label, and she is from China originally. So we have an edge where we were able to travel to China to source and do logistics a little bit easier than people not from China. And we have a large team there of employees that help us with sourcing, logistics, product management, PPC, and we do some marketing and logistics or some marketing and some supply chain stuff here, launches, and our copywriting is done here in the States. So about 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago, I started teaching some of the methods that we had learned, because we learned a lot of lessons the hard way. We had a lot of failures. We had a lot of that were not successful. And we were able to analyze each success and each failure and really understand the data behind why something failed and why something did not work, and why other things work. And that allowed us to create methods that and processes for increasing our success rate for each product to over 80% from a profitability standpoint. So roughly 80% of the products that we choose and that we launch on Amazon, we make money on. So that became a full course and community, a mastermind called Seller Systems, and the mastermind is called the Inner Circle. We have 1,000 members in our mastermind, and many Pakistani as well. Probably at least 50 or 75 Pakistani members in the mastermind. Yeah,
that's great.
We have members all over the world, so we have close to 300 members from Australia. We have a couple hundred Europeans, and then the majority are from the United States. What's great about this business, as you know, is that you can do it from anywhere in the world. And so that's been really great. But the biggest thing for us is the foundation, is understanding the data, understanding and answering the single question of how are the competition currently making their sales. So if you can answer the question, like how are the sellers, making their sales, then you can reverse engineer from there the keywords and the traffic and how to be successful yourself. You can also answer questions about how competitive the product is, if you can do it better, how many units to order, whether to even do the product. You can figure all of that out by understanding the data.
True, true, perfect. So, Brandon, in today's time, I'm sure the market is heavily saturated, and whatever niche we pick up to launch a new product, I'm talking from the private label perspective. I'm just keeping my own stuff aside for now. So, in today's market, how difficult it is to launch a new product. For example, a person who comes to you with a budget of, let's say, $20,000, $20,000, and you are supposed to launch the product. How would you take it through? I mean, let's say it's a product in a home and kitchen category, maybe, or you can decide something else as well. So just give me a quick rundown. How would you go through it? How difficult it would be for you?
I think that's a good budget. I think that because of a lot of the market becoming more saturated in a lot of ways, like you're saying, the saturation is at the lower levels. So if you only have $3,000 or $5,000, the competition will be greater, the margins will be smaller, and so you will have to accept a smaller amount of profit per day. It's not to say that you can't also be profitable and that you can't also, use those smaller products as a foundation to build a bigger business. We're a firm believer in getting cash flow, getting products that are profitable, but you have to understand that every single SKU requires a certain amount of time from you, and that SKU is making you $50, or if it's making you $150, the amount of time is about the same. So
yes,
being very selective with your SKUs and your products is important as you grow. You might end up, you might not have a choice and you have to start with the smaller products, but you might end up dropping those and moving on to products that are more worth your time. The success rate is still very high because we use data to optimize the listings and to find the keywords and the roots and the different data. Let us make the decision. So we're choosing products where the competition mostly is bad at Amazon. There might be a lot of sellers. They might have a lot of reviews, but they're not ranked well. They're not optimized. They're not good at the other part of Amazon that we're very good at.
I see. Got it. So, a quick question, because I'm not an expert with private label. I'm good with reselling, like I said. So how do we actually bring the new launched product? I'm not asking for the nitty-gritties or any confidentials, but I'm just trying to find out, how do people actually bring the product, any product, maybe it's a cheap or it's an expensive high-ticket item. How do they bring it on page one on Amazon on their desired keyword? Let's say the keyword is very competitive. Maybe my question is not right. I might not be making sense. So I'm just always curious how people bring it on page one, because if it's not on page one, we are not really doing anything,
Yeah, the key to understanding private label and optimization is that you have to understand that there are probably hundreds of keywords that drive sales for every product. Right.
True. Yes.
So if you narrow that list to say at least 350 or 500 searches per month, maybe that list is 70 or a couple hundred keywords, but there are probably thousands of keywords. So the correct mindset for optimizing and for launching is that you don't want to target the best or the highest search volume keyword only. That is what most people make the mistake and do, and then they can't stay there because you don't have the foundation of those other keywords generating revenue and clicks and conversion in order to beat your competition. Because the ranking algorithm, the way that you rank on Amazon is click-through rate, conversion rate, relevancy, and revenue. So your click-through rate and your conversion rate on a very competitive keyword might be lower than your competition, who has an aggregated or a combined click-through rate and conversion rate of much higher because they're on a lot other less competitive keywords. So launch a product, we target hundreds of keywords at launch, not just the best one. And that allows us to build a foundation that and a barrier to be more successful. And generally, we can rank and launch within the first week on hundreds of keywords.
Amazing. That's great. So, Brendan, there is a one more thing I wanted to ask. While launching, like let's say this is this point you brought very nice, that we are actually supposed to start with a smaller keywords. That's what we do actually in one of the different business models that we preach here, that is private label dropshipping. That we call it PLDS. So we also focus on the same small search volume keywords. So question is, what tools, the product research tools, do you prefer, or you think the ones that are lifesavers for you, besides your own software, of course, or maybe the ones you used to use in the recent past?
So Helium 10 has been a foundation for us for a long time. I think that it's the best keyword analysis tool. Our software actually pulls data and uses Helium 10. So in order to use Data Dive, you have to also have Helium 10 at this time, because it's the data that it provides is very, very good. We just take all of that data and then we manipulate it to get the right answers and the right information.
I see. So this Data Dive you mentioned, how long have you been using it? I know you told me that it's your own product. So how long have you been using it in your active business?
So the methodology behind it, we've been teaching for a couple of years in the inner circle. So we used to do everything manually. So we would take the Helium 10 data, we would download it into a spreadsheet, and then we would manipulate that spreadsheet to create what we call a master keyword list. That master keyword list, if we were to input all of the data that we want to look at to make a very good decision, would take hours to do. So that's very tenuous. And so you would need to look at some initial factors to decide whether you should even go through that step. What Data Dive does is it does all of that in 2 minutes instead of 2 hours.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. So you said that you have actually made it public recently, and now people can use it. You can purchase the subscription and stuff like that. So would you like to tell us more about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think it could be useful for your students, even if they're doing drop shipping or wholesale, because you can understand how to optimize a listing or which keywords to target, how to do PPC. Our tool also allows you to create hundreds of PPC campaigns from the master keyword list in only a couple of minutes also.
Really?
Yeah.
So it creates the campaigns right inside the Seller Central?
You download the upload file from the software, and then it's done.
Amazing. Wow. That saves a lot of time.
So that'll be very helpful on the wholesale side, because if you're dealing with major brands, most of the time they aren't doing a good job advertising. And
exactly.
So that advertising cost for you is going to be significantly cheaper because the competition is less.
Yeah, of course. You're right.
Yeah. So
now it makes my interest actually.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I can do a quick demo for you, and then I'll do a discount for you and your community, and work out a commission and a discount for you.
For sure. No problem. Would love to see it.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I've got to authorize it on my end. Do you want me to analyze a particular product? Because I can do a custom product for this video, or I can do one that I've already done.
Anything honestly you like, and whatever you can to think that works for the audience. I have made you host on the Zoom, so you can share the screen if you want.
Okay, great. So let me work backwards here. I want to make sure that I'm logged into everything.
Of course.
So if you're familiar with Helium 10, this is their X-ray product. What I did is I went to Amazon for diaper bag.
Right.
Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to load more results. Now, the keyword that you select should be the most popular keyword with the most search volume, the one that is most likely to have the 15 to 20 bestsellers on the first 2 pages. If there is a subcategory and only one subcategory, then you can go to the subcategory and you can run X-ray and you can get them that way. But the goal is that we need to choose the top bestsellers
right,
for diaper bag. Now, you have a lot of different sales here. We pulled up two pages. Okay.
Correct.
And these search results are very different today. And these Munchkin diaper bag fillers are here today, and they weren't here previously. But I'm going to just the diaper bag backpacks, right? And I'm only going to choose the organic, not the sponsored. If they're here, if only the sponsored is here, I would still choose the sponsored because I want to know how the sponsored, besides ads, are getting all of their sales if they're in the top selling. But if they're same brand is here and you have a sponsored variation and an organic variation, I want the organic variation because that one is likely to have better keywords that I can pull from. Now we're aggregating the keywords anyway, but it could be different. I'm also going to avoid the ones that pull out. So if you look at this picture here, this one extends. I'm only going to do the backpacks. So I can choose up to 20 of these diaper bags. These competitors, and when I all I'm going to do is this is my extension here, my Chrome extension data dive.
Right.
It lays on top of Helium 10's tool.
Amazing. Okay.
And all I'm going to do is hit the dive button, and then what I'll do is I'll show you what that looks like. Here I've got 15 selected. I just hit the dive button. And now this is going to pull up data from Google Trends, from Helium 10, and Seller Central. If you're logged into Seller Central, I'm not logged in right now, so it's not going to pull that, but that's minor. It's very little data that you get from there.
That's fine.
Okay. So once I'm done with that, this is going to take about 2 minutes to generate, but I already have one generated. So I'm going to jump over here and I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like.
Perfect.
So as soon as what happens is it generates this sheet here, which we call again our master keyword list. You have all of the keywords that you were analyzing across the top. You have all of the keywords here on the left, and it's sorted by what we call relevancy. The way we calculate relevancy is that we count the number of competitors that are ranked well for the keyword, because from a logic standpoint, the more competitors, the more relevant, right?
Right.
So that allows us to understand how relevant the keyword is. Now we can find keywords in here that have brand names that we don't want to deal with, right?
Right.
So we can ignore those keywords by just selecting them. Once we select them, you can delete them.
And all these calculations and formulas were applied in this Excel sheet inside?
Yeah, and all of that happens. So you'll see this one is about to populate. I'm going to stop sharing. Here's the one that just, this is the new one that we just did. It just popped up. You see it? So let me stop sharing really quickly. I got to make sure I'm authorized. I have to authorize it. So it does a check to make sure that you have an account to manipulate the sheet, and so you authorize it. And then once you hit the apply button, you can sort these out. And then when you go over here to the exclude these keywords, you can see that these are the keywords we have removed. You can also type the broad search term here as well to clean up the list. the entire goal is to remove keywords that you don't think you can get sales from. So if I want to remove misspellings, I can just type them in the broad sense here.
Right.
And then I can come back over here and I can apply. Now, the main thing is that what I'm seeing here is that I've got 372 keywords. Now it's 364 that have at least a 3 relevancy and at least 350 search volume. These should be the majority of keywords that drive sales for a diaper bag. Okay.
I see.
What's important to know is that there's 1 million search volume combined for all of them. And this guy, bestseller, he's on 96% of that search volume. He's ranked well. So he is considered very good on Amazon. He's very difficult to beat, probably impossible to beat. This guy's on 91%. This guy's on 82%. Now, in addition to the keywords on this list, this guy is on an additional 13 keywords that he is ranked well for with an additional 363,000 search volume. That shows you he has 15,000 sales and everybody else has less. So what I'd want to do is go look at his keywords. What are these other keywords? So we have a tab here called Outlier. These outlier keywords are additional keywords that they are taking advantage of, the other sellers are not. You can see that their ranks are very high or not indexed at all. And these guys are doing really well. So one of the big ones here, it's sorted by search volume, is baby registry search gift registry by name, baby registry search, and then baby items. So keywords, it seems, they are taking advantage of and the other ones are not. So that gives us how we can build our listings. Here's another one that they're taking advantage of. Hospital essentials for mom, hospital bag. So either they're taking advantage of the root hospital or they're taking advantage of the root essentials and the others are not. So we can do that. We can investigate to see which of those are driving sales for them and not for anybody else. And so this is allowing us to do a better job than these other guys. Do more of a job like this best one. And then if this guy wasn't as good, we could also do better than even him, right? So what this is allowing us to know is how competitive is this niche. It's very, very competitive. We have 7 people in orange and red. That's very, very good. So we have 7 good or very good competitors. We have 4 okay, 4 weak. So I'm seeing this niche as something you don't want to enter, and it would require a lot of capital to enter. As a matter of fact, we have here.
Seems like it.
If you come over here to here, this is a free tool that we have. It's called Profits. So this is actually, if you download the Data Dive extension for free, you can use the Profits tool. And the Profits tool is going to be the most accurate product calculator you've ever used.
Wow.
This one is going to, if you were to estimate how many you can sell, you can go through your entire strategy, your entire supply chain, how you're going to ship the product, how you're going to package it, how many per month, what is your tacos and so your advertising tacos for the first, at once you optimize, and then at launch you have a launch strategy. So you have shipping and packaging, shipping costs. You can decide if you're shipping from China to the West Coast, Central, East Coast, if you're shipping by full container load, less than container load. And, you have profit and loss here. What is your manufacturing cost? Customs duties you can add and customize. And then it's going to give you at the end of all of that with a marketing strategy. It'll tell you what is the budget needed in order to do this product.
Right.
And in order to do this product, we're estimating that you need to have at least $100,000 to be on the
Right.
That is to compete and be on one of the top 10 sellers. Now, if we were going to do a product that was cheaper, slower moving, then this budget would change. But this would be a budget that you could have so that you don't run out of stock and that you do this product properly. Now, you also have annualized ROI. You have ROI, and you have your profit margin broken down on this product as well. And
Brandon, I think this software is a lifesaver for the many, because a lot of tedious tasks, like the cumbersome task, you have done already in this tiny software. And I'm sure the people who are into this, they would love it when they utilize it. I mean, I see Helium 10 is giving us a lot of data, but most of the new sellers, they don't know what to do with that data or how to make a decision with that data. So I think when you help somebody with either by tool or by mentoring, but it's still, if you are helping people analyze the data better, I think you are making their lives easier.
Yeah, that is the goal, right? Is to allow people to get the data into a form they can read, and then use the strategies to read it properly and make decisions much faster. For us in our brands business, we launch a lot of products every month, and we have to analyze a lot of products in order to order a lot of samples, and then from the samples become orders at a percentage too. So we have to go faster. Otherwise, the same process takes a lot longer, and we have to hire more people in order to go the same speed. So it's built out of necessity. I can show you also the other tool that you wanted to see. There's two other main functions of data so far. We are continuing to add more. But if I want to dive deeper into the competition and understand if the market is trending up or down, this is the Google Trends data and the aggregate of the search volume from Amazon, whether it is going up or down. So you can see over time, you can see if something is seasonal. And then if you dig deeper into the product, you can see the competition at a very deep level too. So you can how good their content is, how many variations they have, their average price point over 90 days. And you can really get an idea of, again, how good is the competition? Can I do a better job than them? The other thing is that we analyze how good of a job they've done at writing their title based on the a score we give them. So this is a proprietary score called Ranking Juice. And we analyze the Ranking Juice based on our understanding of Amazon's algorithm. We understand that they give you more credit and less credit depending on the match type and the keyword. And so this is a very powerful tool to help you write better titles based only on data.
Awesome.
And so this is the title that you have. I started with the competitors, and then I came over here to the listing builder that we have built in, and I wrote the title, and it gave me a score, and it told me which keywords I'm missing, which routes I'm missing, and then that way you can identify it and you can continue to build it better and better until you are better than the company.
Okay, so looks like you have Helium 10 rebuilt right on top of Excel, Microsoft Excel.
Well, we're taking it to another level with regards to data, and then using the data that they are so good at getting. The other thing is that you have the PPC here. So I can take that list once I clean it up, and I make sure that it is the right keywords I want to target. Okay. Right. And I can narrow that range, but I can import the master keyword list into here. And what it's going to do, it's going to normalize it. So it's going to remove the plurals. It's going to add, take away the conjunctions, because Amazon considers those the same word. So if you have a word with the and is, Amazon ignores that. So the problem with that is that you end up repeating keywords in different campaigns. So we that option so that you don't do that. So we have here all of the keywords from the master keyword list, and we can choose which campaigns we want to put them in. So you can do phrase and broad campaigns for each of these. The software is going to tell you if you have any issues, if you have any overlap. So we have these phrases overlapping, which becomes a problem because now you're targeting the same keywords in multiple campaigns. Once you're ready to set it up, and you've set it up, then you can come over here. You can separate the keywords by search volume multiplier. You can restrict how many keywords per campaign. And then once that is done, you can scroll down and make sure that you have all the keywords you want, how many campaigns. This is going to be close to 50 campaigns or more. And when you have everything set up and all of your rules, your bids and everything, you can come over here and you can hit generate my campaigns. You'll get an file and you are done.
Wow, amazing.
And it all
I haven't seen something like this already.
Yeah, it all starts with the master keyword list and understanding how to set up the data and analyze the competition and the keywords that drive sales. So all of this came from our knowledge of mistakes we made, success we made, and being able to answer the most important question is, how are the competition making their sales right now?
So that's very good, amazing. I mean, honestly, and now it makes sense to me how people really, how people are able to launch new products as private label. I mean, most of the people, especially in my country, unless they have done the research and may have reached to people like you, they are doing better. But so far, I mean, there are different results we have faced. So I would love to have any discounted offer for the users of this community. We have over 162,000 people in the community, and majority are selling in the reseller business, but people know me outside the community as well. And I'm sure they can take the advantage of this software, this data dive, and we'll take it from there. So
you and I will work out a very good discount for them so that it is affordable and it'll be a good discount for the members.
Definitely. So I'll discuss with you on our email, so we can create the options, and I'll announce in the community. And besides that, I have a few quick questions for you. So with all this PPC, the keywords data and stuff like that, how easy it is to start the initial PPC campaign after, let's say, I got a very good product now and everything is ready, the inventory, the listing, everything like that. But we don't have any reviews. Of course, it's a new listing. So how do you go about that when launching the product when you don't have the reviews and all you have is PPC? And I'm sure PPC is not going to give you the results without any reviews, probably.
Yeah, at that point, it comes down to your content and your offer. So what we found is that the research done in the front end matters for how much better is your offer than your competition. If you are selling the same exact product and it looks the same and your image is the same, and your price is the same, it's very difficult to convince someone to buy yours instead of the bestseller that has a lot of reviews. Right. So that is where you run into trouble. So I recommend that you do a different type of main image. You alter the product or the offer slightly. You might need to beat them on price, which is not the best case scenario because it becomes a race to the bottom and you're sacrificing profitability. But for us, content is super important. So when we launch a product, we are testing 4, 5, 6, 7 main images over the first week. We're changing the main image and the title almost every day based on the data we're getting from the click-through rate and the so if we have one main image and the click-through rate is 1.5%, and then we change the main image and it goes to 2%, then we know that that's a better main image. And we can update that every day in almost real time. So the best time to test content is from the first day. The other thing you can do is that you can use like PickFu or maybe the software within Helium 10 they have powered by PickFu, where you can test your product main image, like your potential product or design versus the best sellers. and you can see if it's going to be successful before you spend the money to buy the inventory.
Right. Agree. So besides that, you mentioned that you have quite a few Pakistani students and sellers as well. So tell me more about how do you find them? I mean, their intelligence, how successful are they, or they are too new right now? How they are doing about overall, and comparatively, your existing local students, how do you find the Pakistani ones so they know what to expect, and we know what should we give them in return?
Oh, it ranges, right? It's like any community. You have people who don't have the capital necessarily to do the business, that are pushing too hard. They probably need more time to try to build up their capital and knowledge. And then you have people who have built up and are willing to go through the learning curve and have had, can have success very quickly. So I have Pakistani students that are doing over 7 figures a year. Wow. And I have some newer Pakistani students who are, just starting. They might be making their money doing, working as an assistant or working for people or doing services, but they are putting all of that money back into a product and want to learn how to do private label for their own brand.
I see. Have you hired any virtual assistants? I mean, from the Philippines or India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, or you are doing it all locally?
Yeah, so originally we did, but we have a large team in China. So our team is there in one office. We have a full-time HR person who hires and vets, and we have a very large team now. We have close to 30. So it is our strategy was to hire in-house, and Chinese because of my wife being Chinese and the advantage that we have there. It's not going to be the same for most Amazon sellers, because hiring Chinese or creating a Chinese company if you're not Chinese is almost impossible. Most of my students hire VAs from all over the world, either on FreeUp or Upwork or wherever, online jobs. They have all of those resources that they will go to try to fill certain tasks and to help them.
I see. Got it. Okay, cool. So one more thing. So far, how are you doing with launching or listing new products? Like, what's your average monthly new products that you are actually launching or starting every month?
I would say that we pace 15 to 20 new products per month. For Q4, we launched over 70 new products. So I would say that for our team and our business, speed and is the most important thing for us, because we know we can be efficient with the right data in order to scale the business. We know we have some products that won't succeed. We know we have products that we're going to discontinue after a year or 2 years. So in order to outpace that, we need to launch a lot of products. So for us, speed and efficiency are the 2 most important metrics. So we go very fast, and luckily, alhamdulillah, like, we're very blessed with regards to having capital and success.
MashaAllah, that's great. So one more thing with that, like, is raising from your answers actually. So what budget do you, let's say I want to jump into private label, just so you know, I started like 4 private labels. None of them succeeded, unfortunately, and I'm not experienced in that as well. So that is one of the major reasons I really think they were failed. So what sort of budget you suggest me to start? I don't really want to try with big budgets, but even if it is a smaller one, or let's say like you said, 70 products in a month, that's a large number to be starting or taking risks of new products. So how much capital do you think we need to start? And also one more, just another part of it, is Q4 really the good time to launch new products or not?
So for Q4, you can launch in November. and you can launch again towards the end of December very easily. For us, we found that because of the optimization and the higher conversion rates that, and we don't do the giveaway strategy really anymore. So you don't need to worry about the cost of launching in a fast season, in the middle of a season. If you optimize and you have the right product and you write your listing properly and you do the right PPC targeting from the beginning, you can succeed even in the middle of a season. So I don't worry necessarily as much as I used to about that. It used to be that you have to give away enough units to match your competition, and then their velocity is higher, so it costs you more and it wasn't worth it, right? So now it's not the same. Cost of launching is much cheaper. Now, what we typically do and the way we teach to do it is that you come up with a budget first, and then you find products to fit that budget based on your research. So what we will do is we will figure out what products fit that budget based on two levers. The two main levers that we're looking at are the price and the velocity. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if we have $10,000, we can get the $10,000 many ways. We can have a product that we land for $2 that sells 1,000 a month. And that's about, we need about 3 months of inventory if we're shipping it by sea. So that's $6,000, enough for a reorder, a down payment, and for some marketing. So that's about a $10,000 product right there.
Right.
And you can do product that's $5 but sells less every month, like 300 instead of 1,000, and it's going to be very similar. So you have those two levers that you can work on, so work backwards. Look at Helium 10 software with the black box. They have that allows you to put the numbers in, hit enter, and it'll show you all the products. I have a walkthrough in that in a free masterclass. If you do want me to share that with you and your community.
Yeah, definitely. That would be great.
So if you go to seller-systems.com, on my homepage, I have a free 4-hour masterclass where I show you how to calculate your budget, how to find a product, how to validate that product with the keywords, and then how to source that product on 1688. And so it's a, it's not a sales thing. It's a true masterclass. So you can really learn how to do it.
I'll definitely learn myself first.
Yeah.
And we'll share with the people as well. So do you suggest, besides that, are you selling only in the US market, or do you suggest to work in smaller markets as well?
For us, the best ROI for our time and SKU per SKU is .com still. So our plan, we finally got to a point where we were going to take some of our best sellers, maybe our top 10%, and move to Europe as well. Mm-hmm. But with COVID and the higher shipping costs, we decided to invest more here in .com again. It's just the largest market, the most return on investment. Now, if you have less money and to start, maybe you can launch in a smaller market, and it'll help you to be able to do a better product, more expensive product. But with that, again, that lever of lower velocity helps you to be able to afford it. The most important thing is that you understand how to calculate the capital requirements so that you don't run out of stock. The number one reason I see people fail is because they don't have enough money, and then they launch a product that's going well, and then it runs out of stock. And if your product is out of stock for too long, you accumulate a lot of negative history, and your rankings will fall even when you get it back.
So we do have a lot of trainers in Pakistan as well who teach private label. And unfortunately, everyone had, it's not unfortunate actually, it's just the way it is. People have different business training strategies, and they have different models to teach from. So majority we see is the students, because they know every trainer most of the time. So they want to pick up everything from every trainer. And at the end of the day, they don't have anything really positive in their hands. They are just in the air. They think, should I follow him or that guy or something? So that creates a serious problem actually for the students.
Well,
So that's why, I mean,
that's a huge problem here everywhere, right? We have a lot of fake gurus in the United States and all over as well, where they pretend to be very knowledgeable, and they take people's money without also doing it themselves or being successful themselves. To the point where we even have one who is very famous, who has made tens of millions of dollars selling courses. And he's very big on YouTube, runs a lot of ads, but he got caught faking a screenshot where he forgot to put a comma in his fake screenshot of his sale. And I don't understand how he didn't go to jail for that. Like, it's really ridiculous. But yeah, and so I've always been very vocal against fake gurus. I think the best case to do is to learn from people who are successful and doing it, because things change regularly too. So even if you were successful a year ago, that doesn't work anymore.
Agree. I completely agree. So yeah, Brandon, it was great talking to you. If you have any questions or anything specifically I could answer or assist you with something, please feel free to ask, or then we may wrap it up.
I'm looking forward to meeting your community, and I can come on and assist with maybe some additional trainings at some point with the software. I appreciate you opening up your door in your community, and I hope to be able to help as much as I can, inshallah.
I appreciate it. And of course, people from the US, just so you know, I have lived in the US in Los Angeles in 2015 and 16. I used to work as a chief technology officer in a company. And
your English is very good. I suspected that.
Thank you. Yeah, so I have been working in the tech industry. I have like 16 years or 17 years, and I used to work on Elance. You may have heard about it. Then it converted to Upwork. So that's where majority of the clients were from the US and the UK. So that's how I built my language fluency. And I would love to welcome you in Pakistan sometime if you decide to, whenever you are traveling to China, maybe you can stop by in Pakistan. And I'm sure the community here will love to meet you, to see you in person. It's a very safe and sound, welcoming country. So recently in the last year, this year, September, we had Bradley Sutton as well. From Helium 10. I don't know if you heard about it. He was in Pakistan.
He's a good friend, and he was sharing his pictures and his videos, and yeah, absolutely.
Amazing.
Very incredible time he had, and he said he's going back again because he had such a great time.
Exactly. I recommend you actually come along with him. Since you guys are friends, come along with him to Pakistan, and I'm sure you will like it as well.
Yeah, we'll have to. We'll definitely explore that, inshallah.
Inshallah. You have already learned the Urdu and few words of Arabic as well. Yeah.
I have many friends who are Pakistani and Desi here in South Florida, and grew up with them and played basketball with them, and attended some services with them as well. So very, very understanding, and I understand the culture very well, and very, very amazing people.
Oh, cool. Perfect. Awesome. I loved talking to you. Thank you so much for your time, Brandon. I really learned this data type thing. It was amazing, and it was for me, it was an eye opener. I was always struggling seeing the data myself. So I'm sure there would be more videos of yours to teach and learn from you how to use this data type, the software. So I will share everything with my people in this community, inshallah, very soon. And I'm sure you are going to get contacted with so many new students as well. Probably they want to learn from you, and I would love if you help them further. Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you. And I have a lot of free videos on YouTube as well. My biggest, I have a very an abundance mentality, they call it, which is I always feel that the more value I can give, the more I will receive back from the universe. So
through that,
you will find a lot of great content for free about Amazon and private label and research and keyword research. And at that time, I want to make sure that whoever is going to pay money to learn is ready to take action.
Agreed.
I don't need anyone's money. I do really well. And, so if you're not, mashallah. And if you're not ready to take action, please don't give me your money. When you're ready.
Perfect. It's great to hear you. Thank you, Brandon. And if I can be of any assistance from my side, from my community, I'll always be there. Thank you.
Sounds great. Take care.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.